Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing a mixed media layout. I've been getting back into mixed media. I just want to play, and I'm going to be playing with Traci Reed's new collection for July. It's called Moonlight, and it's these gorgeous like blues, purples, emerald green kind of colors. Here's like the color palette. These are mostly the traveler's notebook pages that I printed, so you can see the overall color scheme. And then I did print off the stickers, which the sticker set printed way different colors than the actual colors, because then I did just a separate sheet of the flowers, and these are the right colors. So I don't know what happened with these stickers. You can see the difference. I hope you can see the difference. Like, this was definitely like bolder, brighter, and this is just definitely gray. I don't know. You can't even really read the titles. I had sent these to print to Office Depot, so I don't know what happened, but I'm thankful that I at least printed out more flowers to make it kind of fun. And by mixed media, so I'm going to do a layout that's going to go in my one little word journal. If you've been following my one little word journey, I try to do this every month. I think I skipped the month of April, if you watched my last videos. So this one will be for July. And okay, well, let's start. Where do I start? I am feeling like I want to do paper strips and Mod Podge them around. In my mixed media layouts, I keep on taking a selfie that I like, and I want to kind of add it here. So I definitely like that I'm wearing a green shirt. This is portrait mode on the iPhone. What do I have? iPhone 12 Pro. So you can black out the background, which also kind of goes with this whole thing, is what I'm feeling. So we're gonna put these down first. We'll rip them up. I don't think if rip them or cut them. Because that's also like a mixed media thing, is to rip them. And I cut this already so that it would just go in my binder and sit for the month of July. And yes, I could make it one page, but I just thought about doing it two, because last month I did one. Because let me show you what I mean real quick, just in case you haven't been joining me. So this is my one little word album. One little word, if you are new to the concept, is a project I follow with Ali Edwards. So my word for the year is balance. And for June, I did this layout. Once again, like mixed media. I did butterfly wings. I did a lot of stuff. I threw a lot at this. So in essence, we're trying to recreate this. I just thought this time I would do it as a 2-page one. And only because, too, I had printed the photo as a 5x7, and it took up more of that background, that I just thought I would probably need this side and maybe like put a quote on that side. So yes, that is where I'm at. So this is for July, and it would obviously go like right in here once we're done. So that is why I have it as a 2-page one. So let's just get started. Let's just see where this goes, because I'm not sure clearly. So let's get started. I took all the Traveler's Notebook insert pages and cut them into long strips, about a 1/2 inch a piece. And that way they gave me about 4 per Traveler's Notebooks, and arranged them in a vertical orientation, which I was definitely all about at first. And then I started thinking about like paper weaving and how I can have them go up and down. And I kind of love that even more. So that's where this went, and that's where it stays. And then I just took the time to cut all these out while I listened to an audiobook. Okay, so here is where I'm at so far. So you saw me already kind of paper weave what I had going. I had cut most of these out, but this was on this side, but now I switched it to this side. No rhyme or reason on that, but I'm going to take the photo and flowers off anyway, because for 2 things. A, I'm feeling that it's becoming very blocky with nothing distressed looking. So I wanted to put at first my dilutioned paints and muddy up the background and stuff. And I went and opened all of these. Now, granted, like I said, I haven't played in a while, and all of them are dried up, like perfectly dried up, like this. And don't get me wrong, like when I look into them, I did use a lot of them, but I even went into all of my colors, and like they are just like hard as rocks. Oh, this one has a little bit of give because it stained the finger, but yeah. So I'm, you know, this is what happens when you don't use your stuff. Like it is, they're just dried out. The shelf life has expired. I should have known better and should have used them all up. Oh, I love this color. So yeah. So I have to think, like they even dried like in the last like me of like playing with them. Can you see like the divots in there? And don't get me wrong, like this one was pretty loved well. This one was another one I like, periwinkle blue. So they just dried as the, you know, the last usage. This one looked pretty used too. You can see like me just kind of penciling probably in there all that. These pastel-y ones were rather new, so I didn't get enough playtime with these. And then I was going through the rest of my stuff and all of my shimmer paste. These are all dried. This glass bead one is all dried out. These are all hard as rocks. And then this one was almost done. Anyway, the light modeling paste, this one is dried up too. So I do have another modeling paste. So yeah, I have to rethink that. Even this purpley one, this one, laid back lilac. That one I used a lot too. So you can see, like I did do a lot of mixed media before. And now that I've taken a break since moving and not playing, I don't have, you know, as much supplies to play with. So I have to see what I can do. So what I did take out, so you saw me took out these already when I first started. I did take out my oxide sprays. My only problem with these is that these are pastel-y colors, you know, so that will definitely add new colors. So I do have the new Dilution ones. They come in this packaging now. So this is vibrant turquoise, and this seems to be good to use. The only problem is that I don't have all of the colors in these two of them. So I have this, and I have a gray. So these still seem to be doable. So I can muddy it up with the, well, not with that one, but maybe those two. And the only other thing is that I've purchased the new gloss sprays by Dina Wakley. And this one's Night and then Ocean. Night is obviously like a navy blue. Ocean maybe could work too. So, okay, we're gonna need to figure this out. So let's get started. This process, I did spraying all the sprays into my garbage can right next to me and then bringing it back up on the table. The first couple passes must have just soaked right through, as you can see, into my paper, making it very, very wet. But then the rest of them started to layer on top of each other. Okay, that was a hodgepodge mess. These papers are very much, ooh, so soaked through. This has to dry now for a bit. We'll come back to this. Okay, so I've let these dry overnight. I put them between heavyweight paper pads so that they would straighten out a little bit, and they are looking good. So I have learned already that with those Dina Wakley gloss sprays, this paper, I can admit, was not gessoed, and gesso primes the paper so that anything you put on it will sit on top. And so I didn't do that. That's why the first layer did nothing. It just looked like black wet paper because it soaked right in. So just remember that when you're doing mixed media, that it's a good idea to use gesso when you want to put a base layer down so that anything that you do will sit on top better rather than soak through the paper. So that was lesson one. So when I'm looking at it though, I was like, ooh, let's still work with these papers. So I put the other side, layered my papers on it, kind of how I would want it. And I do like it getting peek through on it. So that's why I did it. I did cut out black again And while this is still gorgeous and pretty, I just want that, how do you call it? Mixed media to me is always like a creative expression, right? You want these layers of paint and sprays and ink and like a grungy kind of look that has many layers to it. So I still want to go this route, but I'm just showing you the option that you could do either, you know? So in case you got this and this was dried and this is a big old mess and you just don't like it, recut it and then just keep it clean, and you don't even have to worry about the look of what I'm trying to explain. It would just be. So that's the lesson right there. So let's continue on, because I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use matte so that it's not glossy. So when you're looking for the print, matte gel medium, and this acts like our glue when you're doing mixed media, because it'll stick onto that. I could just do you know, double-sided tape, but again, since that's just a strip, the edges would start to fray, and if I add water and wetness to it where it's not attached, would probably start getting warped and crinkly. And if you want it to be like a smooth, you know, like plastered sealed surface, use the gel medium. Okay, so let's get to it. For me in this process, I always like putting a swipe of the gel medium on the paper, and then I put a swipe of it on the actual strip, and then I seal it with swiping it over it as well. So I do this for all the strips. This does take some time, and your fingers do get murky, but the final result really is, you know, amazing. And like I said, it seals it all together, and that's the whole goal, so that these don't curl up in any sort of way at any point. Okay, so now these have dried. Well, they're still a little damp, but I'm going to do the next layer of adding things to them. But you can see what I meant about using the matte medium, and it just becomes like a sealed surface. So my thought is right now is that I still want to muddy up some of the harsh lines in order to add in these, because they sort of, as you can see right there, they get lost. So wherever I add some stenciled paint patterns onto it, will be the areas I want to adhere them. So with my stencils I pulled this one to kind of mimic some of the mermaid scales that I can do. And this one is like a perfect star pattern, and this one's a little bit of a wonky one, and I want to do the wonky one. So this one is Simple Stories Starry Night, and unfortunately, I wish companies would print their, you know, name on them, because I really couldn't tell you where these are from. This might be Simple Stories too, just because it's the same size. But I don't know. These might be Prima, I'm guessing. I don't know, because once I take it out of the packaging, I never really want to put it back into this packaging. I just kind of clean them, and then throw them in a stencil drawer that I have at my desk. So I've pulled out. I was going to use these paints, and I have them here to use because they're sitting here still, but I just grabbed some of my inexpensive craft paints. So I just got Admiral Blue, I have Royal Violet, and then Denim. They were just colors that were similar into the papers. So I'm just using a sponge brush, and let's get started. Okay, while I did this, it came out okay. I think I had too much paint and the daubing through it, so you really can't make out anything that's really crisp with either stencil. And then I just go ahead and kind of plonk on some more paint, just to add that grungy textured look, and it turned out just fine. Okay, so this is what I've decided to do now, because I liked the flowers here, and then the flowers were still getting lost here, but I thought, what else am I going to do here? I was going to start cutting out a few of the stickers and stuff and just kind of make a couple of clusters. But what I realized first, real quick, was that these are outlined in white, and I don't want to add white. So I nix that. So like I said, this is for my one little word book. So my word is balance for the year. So I cut balance out of another pattern paper. And I did it hopefully on the lighter side so that it would stand out, and it does, but not completely. So what we're going to do is also, I think I'm finally going to use the gray ink from Dilutions and kind of gray out this area so that this pops a little bit more. And then I've printed a poem that I liked on Google about balance on vellum. So I'm just going to have a strip there. and get this going. And then wherever I adhere with a little bit of glue, I will also place a flower because you'll definitely see the adhesive. So let's get started. So the objective with the gray paint was just to kind of put it on a specific area where then the word balance can pop more off of the page because it's a light blue patterned paper from the collection, and that definitely helped. So then with more of the gray paint, once I stuck on my picture, I just added like a halo of that gray paint as well. That way I was just ensuring a border where the flowers would be against, and it would have them stand out as well. I also added just the tiniest pinch of glue on all four corners of that vellum sheet and that poem from that about balance that I kind of just Googled and enjoyed the lyrics to. And I love the way it turned out with the vellum because I thought if I'd added it as sticker paper, it would not show whatsoever. I added a few of the flowers to kind of hide that glue dollop, and then went to town adding all of the flowers around my head or halo or so, and it worked out perfectly. You also saw me add my photo on with just regular double-sided tape. I did that because I didn't want my picture to warp or buckle. I wanted it to stay as straight as possible, and I knew that once I was adding that photo, I wasn't going to be adding any other wet medium back on the paper. One final step, I went recently and picked up these cosmic glitter powders. They are amazing, but they only can really adhere to like double-sided tape. So that's why you see me using my ATG, and then you kind of take the glitter and you rub it into it almost like a varnish, and it's the most sparkly like galaxy thing ever. But this whole process was so messy, but the look on the paper, and I bordered the poem, is so beautiful. So I might still have glitter everywhere in my room right now, and I love these, and they had so many colors, but it was well worth the payoff. Okay, crafty friends, I think this is where I will leave it at. I'm happy where it's at, and playing with that glitter shimmer was so messy. But you know what? I'm falling in love with just the mess. You know what I mean? So for this side, I already hole punched it too, so it goes in my album. I did all the flowers, and it's almost like my photo melts into everything that's there. The photo worked perfectly with this collection, I really have to say. So the green shirt and everything else, super fun. And this alone could have been a page, you know what I mean? But like I said, I just wanted in my one little word album. So then this side, the letters doing the gray in the back really helped out. And then the vellum, because it was going to be too busy to have text, I knew that. And then adding the glitter around the poem really stands out too. And you can see all the nice elements of the collection of Moonlight. So this, I will leave it linked, the collection down below. It's from Traci Reed. It's a printable, so fun to play with. And this is complete. I'm so happy with it. Thank you so much. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel be seen by new potential subscribers. And until next time, everyone, bye!